Welcome to Floating Books. Today we're going to be journaling in my reading journal and in my tea journal. I haven't done much of the crafting that I can do in these journals. I have been updating the stats in this, but I also want to do like pages for every book that I've read. And today I just have a really lovely day off and I was like, what better way to spend it than to just get crafty. So I already colored today and now we're going to do this after lunch. And I'm having a great time, so I've grabbed all of my crafting supplies and we are going to get started. So the first thing I need to do is to update this one because I did finish another book. So I'm going to show you how I do that part and then we'll get to the crafty bits. So I have this little tab. Oh, there's something stuck to it. I've got this little tab with the colors so that I know. And I know today is Saturday the 7th and I finished it on March and it was an audiobook. So it has to be the green. So that's 225. So I need to find the marker that I need. It's right here. So we're going to fill that up first. So I finished it March 5th. And then I don't know how much, because I did listen to my audiobook on Wednesday and on Thursday. I think it was about 100 pages each time. I'm always like with audiobooks, I'm always guessing. So I'll go with 100, which I believe is marker 100. So that was on the 4th and on the 5th. So that's all set, but that means we now need to go back to here. And that would be book number 8. And I don't remember my Goodreads rating for this one. It was 3 stars, so that's 225 again for this. It wasn't on the reading list. I haven't selected a book from my TBR, but I do need to add the book to this bookshelf. Ooh, I need my other side of the marker. I think we're gonna have a lot of this like cocky green at the end. So far, a lot of it is like a 3-star read for me this year. And I've read the Angel Makers. Let me see. Is there anything here? Oh, it was nonfiction. Ah, great. So I can fill out the bingo. I haven't really filled out any of this yet. I still need to do that. Maybe I'll do that today as well. I don't know yet. And then it was a nonfiction. My first nonfiction of the year. Woohoo! This I can't fill out yet because the month is not yet done. And then I have all of these. This is what I'm going to add to in a sec because I want to have all of my covers and ratings. So I've got my little sticker sets here that I can use for the ratings, I hope. Don't have anything that I've bought that's new. And now I just need to fill out this. So this was by Patty McCracken, and she actually left a comment on one of my videos where I talked about this book, which I thought was really fun. So this was actually a nonfiction about a real case, but it was written down like a fiction story, which made it a lot more enjoyable to actually listen to than most nonfiction, because it's actually pretty, like, for that reason, it's quite like quicker paced, you could say. And it was a very interesting case how everything played out. It was about a case of poisoning in Hungary in like the early 20th century. So that was interesting. So I finished it on the 5th. That's the second book of the month. Just need to figure out how to hold this little stamp. But there we go. So that's everything that I can fill out just for the books now. And then what I actually want to do right now is to add all of the reviews as well. So to stick in the covers, to pick my like 2 favorite books of February and January, because those months are gone, and just have for the 8 books I've read so far, to have little spreads I'm not entirely sure yet whether I want to do 2 pages per book or 1 page per book. I was doing 2 pages last year, and for some books that was fine, and for some books that was too much pace. So I'm not yet sure what I want to do there, but yeah, let me fill this out, and then I'll talk to you again a little bit later. I'm just gonna sort of do a little time lapse of some parts of me filling out this journal, and then on the other journal as well, and other parts I'm going to skip because else my battery will just die. So I'm just gonna work on this, and then I'll talk to you in a sec. All right, so I think this is the style I want to go for. Did a bit of scrapbooking. This book, if you don't know it, it's a sort of murder mystery. That's how it started off with. We follow a policeman who is reassigned to a very small police station in the English countryside in like the late 40s, early 50s. And there's a murder at Holly House, as the title suggests. And it's set around Christmas, which is why I went with the tartan, and like the English countryside is in like the little green and red accents. But it gets a lot more mysterious and dark as time goes on. The book doesn't take itself too seriously, I feel, and that's why I feel I shouldn't either. But it's just a really fun, enjoyable book. It does get a little bit garish in the language used because it's trying to be very accurate, because it's supposed to be like diary entries of this police officer that you're reading. So I get the vibe of that, but I don't necessarily feel that made the book a whole lot better. Yeah, that's the first book done, and I'm just going to keep going for the other books. All right, she's all done. I had a fun couple of hours playing around with this one. So I ended up doing a spread of 2 pages for every book that I read. So here are the spreads real quickly. I started to go with the vibe of the story while I was doing this. So I like reading quite dark, gloomy books, and I actually managed to get more supplies that go with that vibe, because I had a lot of these like floral, like whimsical, yay, cozy kind of things, but I read quite dark things, so that's why I decided to go for those a little bit. So there we have all of the pages that are now in here, and that means that my reading journal is all set and ready to go, which means we have to move on to my tea journal. And for the tea journal, I need my little hole punch. So my idea was to keep doing this as I was like gathering tea bags, but I really didn't do that. But this is also not one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna like have this in here and I'm gonna like do this for like just a year. I want to gather, like fill up this entire booklet with tea bags that I gather over the years. So I've got some more tea bags here, and I'm just gonna, I think I actually have 2 of these, so one of those can go. So I have 2 bags of Earl Grey, and then I just have some other things as well. I keep forgetting to take the tea bags that we have at work to bring them home so I can put them in here. I really need to start doing that. But yeah, I'm just gonna use my little hole punch to punch them out and stick them in like I've done with these things here. So let's get hole punching. Is both of my journals updated, ready to go. We're ready for a new round. And I feel lucky because I hadn't counted how many books I had already read, and with the Sprocket, it helps if I've read 4 books or a multiple thereof, and I hadn't realized that I had read 8 books yet. So it all worked out fine in the end. So I'm super happy that I was able to do this today. Had a fun afternoon being a little crafty, yeah, I'll bring you along for the ride whenever I have more of this to do, and I will do like proper reviews, tell you a little bit about how the books I'm reading how they go in like separate videos, but I also like to do these kind of things. So thanks so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks so much for being here, and then I hope to see you again next week for a new video. Bye-bye.